If one is a failure in life, or has accepted that fact for himself, it's impossible to make a comeback. Only successful people make comebacks. You'll often see it glorified when a widely successful businessman goes dead broke, but then makes it back to the top from scratch. No one in the entire process calls him a failure, not once. The reason is that everyone knows life fluctuates. But when the topic of discussion isn't a big-shot businessman, no one cares about what could happen to that subject. They'll throw you aside like you have no chance of survival. It's in that moment you treat yourself right. If you fall into the trap of believing the murmur, you've signed your own death warrant. So, the very first thing for you to do, brothers, is stop calling yourself a failure. Whatever you're going through, it's the regular ups and downs of life. Nothing more. So, what one needs to do is change their attitude first. Stop being the victim and start being the leader. The leader of yourself and your surroundings. You have to bring about positive changes in whatever is in your control. The unfortunate reality is, even the best of us have had to deal with some kind of setback in life. It could have been a bad decision we made, a failed romance, a lost job, or a bout with depression, but always keep in mind, there is no shame in attempting to make a comeback. It's all in how you do it. The biggest step towards coming back strong lies in realizing what went wrong in the first place. Once you've figured that out, you can start to make positive changes in your life. This might mean actually studying and learning how to manage your finances better, or figuring out ways to boost your self-esteem and people skills. On the road of redemption, there will surely be those ghosts from the past. But no matter what comes back to haunt you, you still have it within you to push through. Never give up once you've decided on a route for yourself. Every second you breathe, you have everything to give to grab what you want. It's all a matter of who does it, who actually goes through with the hardships. An important advice to never let go off in the modern world is this: never succumb to escapism. The biggest challenge for the masses today. It's the act of finding a way to detach from your reality to gratify yourself instantly. This route has become a lot easier in the modern world, where one can do the bare minimum to survive and spend the rest of the day being a consumer on social media. Sometimes, they don't even do enough to survive. They're completely entrenched in escapism. It's not that people don't know how to improve their lives. They probably have all the information one requires. The only thing holding them back is their damaged will. Their will to fight, will to endure, will to live. They're too afraid to put themselves out there and be out of their comfort zone, stressing about what the world would say about their new conviction. It's pathetic, but it's also just depressing to look at from an observer's point of view. Sitting all alone, silently observing the lives other people are living for hours on end, day in and day out. It sounds revolting when you think about it directly, but it's the reality for the majority of people nowadays. I see it around me on a daily basis, and I can guarantee you do too, if you're not the culprit yourself in the first place. Nah, I'm just teasing you. I know you're better than that if you're here on this video right now. I sense that you have it within you. I see that you're hungry, you're starving, and you want it bad. That's all one ever needs to overcome any obstacle. Period. If you're ready to commit to your comeback arc, here's a few things I want you to keep in mind. Firstly, think of today as the last day of your life. Not like a thought experiment. I mean it. Believe that today is the last day of your current life. You are going to die today. You just don't know when. It could be a minute later, or maybe 6 hours later. Maybe by a heart attack, or maybe a car will hit you, or maybe an asteroid from space. All you know is that your current life is conclusively going to end today, and there's no way around it. In the light of this revelation, what is it that you think of? That party you missed out on a couple weeks ago? Or do you immediately think of a bunch of people you want to talk to and express how much they mean to you? Do you regret the car you didn't buy? Or is the regret stemming from other missed opportunities? Moments you felt like you didn't give it your all? Studies done on terminally ill patients and those with death sentences found that when one is aware of their fate, they commonly tend to pick up a positive outlook on life. If you want to know more about it, Read it up on the Psychological Science Journal by the Association of Psychological Science. Back to the point I was making. I want to give you a blueprint on how exactly you can get back on track. I'll try to keep it open enough so that many people can morph it according to their own scenarios. Firstly, make the decision to make a comeback to yourself, for solely yourself. You might feel you have already taken that decision, but the truth is, you make a decision only when you act on it, and when you have made the decision, the universe conspires to make it happen for you. Next, draw up the rest of your problems. Is it that you're unemployable, or do you possess excessive guilt, or have low confidence? Remember, everything can be solved. If it's the first problem, start by making yourself employable. If you want a good job, you'll need a particular skill set. Therefore, you have to make a choice first, and then develop the skills for it. Even government jobs do not care about your backlogs if you have more than a 50% score and a degree. Focus on building up your aptitude the following year, all the way till you clear all your backlogs, and well, you will have a job next year. All that's required is for you to put your head down for a while and remain committed. A very important element you should never forget is this. Don't try to succeed in everything. Handpick your one priority. Work on it continuously and don't leave it unfinished. Everything you work and spend time on should produce some results of either success or knowledge, not regret or frustration of leaving it undone. Everything else, the nitty-gritty, you will get to know during the process itself. The only actual way to achieve success is by completing things, not by shifting your plans over and over. The good news is, it's easy. And I mean it. It might look difficult in the beginning. I want you to go check out the World's Strongest Man contest. A part of the contest involves pulling a large truck for a distance. What do you think is the most difficult part of it? It is the very beginning. The state of inertia. Once you start rolling it, whatever massive burden you have, it moves along with you. Truth be told, I'm sure most of you watching right now aren't really in that big of a mess. Your only problem is inertia and pent-up guilt. Start moving and working hard, and you'll notice them disappear in due time. Also, change the mentality of how you approach work. Remember the saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. Be disciplined. It doesn't matter if you do less. All that matters is you go through with completion always. If you set your mind to doing just 10 push-ups in the morning, you can't stop at 9. No way. It doesn't matter if you drop on the way up or simply can't push through. Whatever you've set for yourself, you've got to go through till completion. That's why I recommend starting off within the limits you're aware of, and after proving to yourself you can handle the task at hand, do you actually make the said task more challenging? If you set goals and don't go through with them, it's a very destructive act. With that said, thank you for watching. I hope you found value in today's video. Make sure you drop your story down in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Stay blessed.